Welcome back to another edition of Preventing Sunday Scaries. I'm Dr. Henry Ernst. Welcome in. This is where every single week we make one story, we talk about one topic that can make your business better. So this week, a little bit of a Sunday scary happened to me. It came to my attention that some of my team members were actively getting recruited by another office. I'm not putting an ad on Indeed or anything like that. I'm talking direct approach to team members. And the thing that was upsetting was this wasn't just any dental office. This was a dental office that's owned by a former associate, somebody that I spent a lot of time and effort mentoring and helping during a tough time of his life. And I feel like, and he would agree, that I have a large part in his success that he's had, which is great. I'm happy that I was a part of that. So this is a great story to hear, as there's an ethical, professional part of it, but there's also lessons that we can learn as business owners ourselves. So before I get into that, please make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. This way, when we reach these out there every week, you'll get it. Maybe I have some people that make this part of their Sunday or Monday morning routine. So great. I appreciate all the feedback there. So let's get into it. So I want to tell you the story, a little background, and I want to tell you like what I did, what you think, and the lesson that can be learned from it. So years ago, I had a dental assistant that worked for me, and she was great. And she told me one day that, hey, listen, her husband was a dentist working somewhere at the time out of state, and he was having lots of troubles, right? Dentistry is hard, and he was not liking things and wasn't feeling good emotionally. So she asked if I would talk to him. Happy to do. At the end of the business day, I called and we had a conversation, and basically just things were not going well. And he was not feeling appreciated in his practice he was working on, was feeling dejected, was just not even wanting to be a dentist at that time anymore. So sight unseen, maybe this is part of my nature. Sight unseen, we kind of needed another dentist there. So sight unseen, I said, listen, why don't you just pack your stuff, come over here, get your license, and you can work for us. And I'll be happy to mentor you and show you a good experience, what dentistry should be like. And so long story short, he did a great job for the practice, really grew, really started to enjoy dentistry. It was a great relationship. And we ended on good terms also. He wanted to start his own practice, and he did. And so that's, where things ended. So again, last week, I found out that some of my team members were getting directly approached by his office. So initially, people say things, people do things, and you never really want to trust it. So the office manager just kind of do a little digging and got the direct evidence that office, the doctor too, were specifically recruiting, offering phone numbers and different things. And so at first, I just decided, you know what, maybe I shouldn't do anything about this. And then as the day went along, I said, you know what, this just is not right. It doesn't sit right with me. So I decided to call. And I should say this here, the team members just told me, they said, listen, we've had this happen, but we're staying here. We're not going anywhere. We don't have intention to leave. So I called this doctor and, very respectful. Hey, doc, hope all is well. I'm glad you're doing great. And I just wanted to let you know of something that's happening. And right in the beginning, it turned very defensive. This is not happening. I don't know if this is happening. If it is, who is it? And I just turned and I said, you know what? And I'm really grateful that I made this call. Because if you're not aware of it, then now you are aware of it. And there's nothing illegal about this or anything. But you know what? At least on our history, it's not right. And I think it's unprofessional. So if this is happening, now you are aware of it. And that's kind of where we ended, right? We ended it just like that. But I think that looking back on it, number one is, what would you have done? Would you have done the same thing? You think that I was right in saying this was unprofessional? I'd love to hear your comments about that. But here's the lesson that we can learn. When I look back on it, I say, you know what? This is a really big positive. The fact that the team members were approached, they were getting recruited, they didn't do it. They said, this is where we want to be. We feel appreciated here. We get health benefits here. One team member even made me a little emotional. She said, it wasn't going anywhere. You're Uncle Henry. Like, we appreciate you a lot. So I think it's a compliment to our culture, which is the take home message here. So the Sunday scary that I want take home message here is, what if a friendly face, somebody that knows a lot of your team members, starts actively recruiting your team, right? What do you have in place so that they don't want to leave? I call it a retention moat. In war times, people on their property would dig a big trench, fill it up with water, so it's more defensive. What we want to have a retention moat, so our team members don't want to leave, don't feel like they need to leave. And what are some things that we can do? Obviously, competitive compensation. You have to compensate your teammates fairly, right? You can't offer a low rate and have a pizza party. You think that makes up for it? It doesn't. We have team members that work hard and they get compensated fairly. Appreciation. Our team members should feel appreciated. I work with some doctors that don't feel comfortable, with this here. So I give them an exercise where I say, hey, at the beginning of the day, take 5 or 10 playing cards, keep it in your left pocket. Every time you say something nice to a team member or compliment them, take it from the left and put it to the right. At the end of the day, you should have all the cards on the right side. So if you need something like that to keep you accountable, great. Flexibility. My team members, we're very flexible with our team members. People have children and they want to take vacations. We are so flexible with our team. Benefits. This was a big one, right? Our office offers health insurance benefits, not a stipend, not a check to put towards your own health. No, real health insurance. And had a discussion with one team member, and it's worth about $6 an hour to her. So sometimes people make the mistake of just looking at dollar per hour. There's a lot of things that we provide that don't count. Health benefits, in this case, $6 an hour. We have a bonus program. That's usually about $3 to $4 an hour extra when we hit our bonus each week. So those important things that you should get credit for and offer, an important part of the moat. Leadership. Do they have leadership that they can look up to? Collaboration. Do they feel like if they have a great idea that we'll listen to it and take ownership of it instead of just, being a dictatorship? That's important. People want to feel like their workplace is there, right? Recognition, we said it before, and trust. So again, I think this is a great exercise to just look at what happened. What would you do? What are you doing to prevent this from becoming an issue if it did happen? So I would love to hear some comments. Was I right? Was I wrong? What would you have done? But always, you love to hear these kinds of stories here. You love to hear great team retention. And if you need help with team retention or any kind of issues like this, please reach out to us, dentalpracticeheroes.com. There's a little call button on the right side, top right. Feel free. We'd love to have a call and hear from you. Otherwise, everybody have a great week. Let's prevent those Sunday scaries. Let's go get it.